Let's start off in a comfortable seat, shall we? Now this weekend we're teaching an astrology workshop with Wally, and we're working on the planet Chiron. I don't know if you guys study astrology or not, but Chiron is the wounded healer, and it is your karma. You came in this lifetime to process it or work through it. And it's interesting because when I reflect on 2020, it sort of was in my face the whole year. And so now looking at it this weekend gives me an opportunity to sort of like embrace it versus continue to keep resisting it. And so I think that, when I think about what I want to accomplish in 2021, I had all these like personal goals. And what I realized is the only goal I really need to have is self-love. Like if I can accomplish that, then the rest of it sort of falls into place. So with that said, let's just close our eyes and draw our attention inward. And what is it for yourself? What kind of relationship would you like to have with yourself in 2021? Are you happy with the relationship you already have with yourself? And then we're going to align that with the breath. So if we want to create change, we also have to be able to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And that breath helps manifest change as well. And you'll notice when you're in resistance, you don't breathe. But when you are open and receptive, your breath is pretty stellar. And on the next breath, let's just meet in downward facing dog. And as you come to the top of the mat, just start to walk it out. Bailey. All the way onto your tippy toes. Let's come up high onto your tippy toes. And then descend your heels towards the floor. And then come up high onto your tippy toes. And descend your heels towards the floor. And again, because your feet are really instrumental in moving you forward in life. And come forward into high plank. And then take low plank. Inhale into upward facing dog. And we'll exhale into downward facing dog. Now again, you're going to come up high on your tippy toes. Push yourself forward into high plank. Exhale into low. Inhale into up dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Keep rolling over those toes. Keep pushing your heels closer and closer because the back body gets so tight. Inhale into high plank. Exhale into low. Inhale into up dog. And then exhale right into downward facing dog. We'll bring the left leg up towards the sky. Dangle the left leg over towards the right side of the room. Drop the right elbow down to the ground. Make circles with your left thigh bone. Now, as you're working on opening up the left hip, make sure you go in the opposite direction as well. And then come up high onto the tippy toe of the right foot. Straighten your left leg. Straighten your right arm. Bring the left leg through to the top of the mat. Warrior one, arms up. Lean a little bit more into that front foot. There you go. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Take the right arm down, left arm up. Side angle stretch. Bring the left hand down to the mat. Right arm's going to reach towards the sky. Now on your next breath, straighten your front leg. Take your right arm up over your head. Keep breathing into that side body. Now the right hand's going to meet the left hand. Bring the left arm up towards the sky. Twist the triangle as that left arm comes up. See if you can exaggerate that stretch where you're going to lose that left arm in your peripheral. Let that left hip get really high and the right hip get really low. Bring your left hand down to the mat. Parse the bow, lean forward into the left leg. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, bring your chest and thighs as close together as possible. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, chest and thighs as close as possible. Now on your next breath, when you inhale, lengthen, bring the right leg up towards the sky, standing splits. So traditionally, they'll say, take the left hand, wrap it around. Today, focus on the right hand. Take your right hand, place it behind the left ankle, and then the right elbow. Reach the right leg nice and high. Then the left hand. Place the left hand over the right hand, and then the left elbow over the right elbow. Breathing in through the nose and out. One more breath. And release your hands all the way out in front of you. Half moon. Stack the left hip on top. Bring the right arm up towards the sky. Let's add the Chapasana. So the right hand's going to reach back, pull the right heel in, grab at your ankle, and then push that heel away from you. Extend your right leg back. Start to bend into the left leg, so you're sort of just hovering. Place the right foot down on the mat. And then you're going to come right into Skandasana. You're going to come up onto the ball of the right foot. Extend your left leg out. Take your hands out in front of you. Drop your forearms down to the ground. In through the nose and out. Now you can always take your right hand or your right elbow and sort of support the stretch where that right elbow is going to encourage that right knee to turn out. This is like a great stretch for that left leg. One more breath. Now bring both hands in. Take your left hand behind you. And take a wild thing. You're just going to lift your hips up and stretch it. There you go. One more big breath. Now, as you unwind it, helicopter your hands all the way over towards the right foot so you can come into your Bandha Charger. Pull the knee in. Lower the knee down, look up. Pull the knee in and round your spine. Lower your knee and look up. Again, pull your knee in. One-legged down dog. Take the right leg up. Hop your left foot through to the top of the mat. Have your right foot meet it. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, folding. Inhale, sweep your arms up nice and high. Allow those palms to touch and then look up towards the sky at the same time to get a nice front body stretch. Now on your exhale, swan dive. Your hands are going to come all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Bring your left leg back. Oh, feel how loosey-goosey it is. Bring the right leg back. You're in high plank. Exhale into low. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale into downward facing dog. Now the right leg's going to come up. Drop the left elbow down to the ground. Just dangle the right foot over. And then take advantage of opening up that hip. Going in a variety of different directions.
Your left arm's going to support you. Come up high to the ball of that left foot so you can really engage that armpit bandha. And the right leg goes up. Straighten your left arm. Bring the right leg through to the top, warrior one, arms nice and high. Take it into warrior two. You're good. Peaceful warrior, left hand down, right arm up. Side angle stretch. So as the right hand comes down to the mat, all we want to do is sink into the hips first as the left arm comes up towards the sky. We want to get into those side bodies. So leave your hand where it is and see if you can just straighten your leg and engage your obliques. At the same time, the left arm comes all the way up and over. In through the nose and out. We're going to add twisting triangle. So left hand down, sweep that right arm up. Keep drawing the right hip back. Reach that right arm nice and high. And then again, exaggerate it. See if you can take it behind you, behind you, behind you, so you can't even see it. Engage your back leg. Now the right hand's going to come down, Parsevo. Lengthen your spine. On your exhale, get your chest and thighs to touch each other. Again, inhale, lengthening. Exhale, chest to thighs. We're going to use the support of those arms out in front of us. Standing splits, take the right leg up, or the left leg up, excuse me. Now, just like we talked about, we're going to use the opposite arm. So the left hand comes from behind. You're going to grab your ankle and your elbow. You're going to wrap around that right calf. And then you'll take your right hand, place it over the left hand. One more breath. Hands come out in front of us. Big breath in, stack that left hip over the top of the right. Half moon, left arm comes up. Now we're going to take on the Chapasana, so the left hand reaches back. Pull the left heel in. Grab your ankle. And open up the front body. Extend the left leg out. Start to bend into your right leg. Now as you lean back with that left foot, you can take that left arm up and over and go right into Skandasana. So you're going to come up onto the ball of your left foot, press the right heel into the mat, walk your hands out in front of you, and then drop your forearms down to the ground. Now the pose is about that right leg. You want to find that rotation through that right thigh bone. Pressing the right heel into the mat will make your inner thighs more active. And again, we'll press both hands into the mat. Walk your hands in towards you so you can take your right hand behind you. And just come into a modified or a variation of a wild thing. It's coming up, lift your hips up towards the sky. Now you helicopter. You'll helicopter your hands all the way over towards that left leg. Come up onto the ball of your right foot. Add the Bandha charge as you pull the knee in. Lower the knee down, look up. Exhale, pull the knee in, forehead touches the knee. Lower down and look up. One more time, forehead to knee. Bring that left leg all the way up. Hop your right foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, folding. Have the left foot meet the right. Inhale. And exhale. Again, sweep your arms up nice and high. Exaggerate that front body stretch. Now on the exhale, we'll swan dive. Bring the hands down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Feel free to walk or jump it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Now notice that the feet are a little bit more supple. So while you're in your down dog, what I'd like you to do is shake your head, diligently trying to release any tension that's between your shoulders and your ears. So maybe it's a matter of saying yeses. Maybe it's a matter of saying no's. Maybe it's just a matter of making circles. On the next breath, the left leg's going to come up. Bring it through to the top of the mat, warrior one, arms up. Feeling more grounded in our feet, maybe even hopefully our future, warrior two, arms open it up. Peaceful warrior, right arm down, left arm up. Side angle stretch, bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot, the right arm comes up. Now as the right hand comes down to the mat, come up onto the ball of your back foot, lower the right knee down to the ground, Anjaneyasana, sweep your arms. Add your scarecrow arms, you're going to bend your elbows, look up towards the sky, and then lean as far as you can into that front foot. Now take your arms back as your hips lean forward, your arms lean back. On your exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Half splits. Lean back. You're going to sit on the ball of your right foot. Walk your fingertips out in front of you as much as possible. Just a few breaths here. Now think about the strength of your core as you start to lift up out of the heel. Come back all the way forward so you're leaning into that left leg. You're going to come into warrior two on your knees. You pull your right heel in. Pivot it over towards the left side of your mat and come into warrior two. Peaceful warrior, bring your right hand to the back of the mat as your left arm comes up towards the sky. On the side angle stretch, just like you would do if you were on your feet. The left hand comes forward, the right arm comes up. We're going to lead right into a back bend from here. So bring your hands back to warrior two. Come up onto the ball of your right foot. Have your right hand reach for the heel of the right foot. Take your left arm up towards the sky. And then tell your left knee to turn towards the baby toe of your left foot. Again, you can use those scarecrow arms. Whatever helps you get a little bit more freedom in your body. On the next breath, helicopter. Both hands are going to come out in front of you. So one-legged frog pose. Slide that left leg out. And again, you're going to drop both forearms down to the ground. In through the nose and out. The tongue is pressed up against the roof of the mouth, but the lips are soft. Now on the next breath, press both hands back into the mat. You're going to take your right arm up. You're going to thread the right arm underneath the left arm. The right shoulder is going to come to the floor. The right ear is going to come to the floor. You're going to roll all the way onto the back of your head. Now you'll be able to see the ceiling from wherever you're at. Maybe you bend your left knee and you start to bring the left knee towards the right armpit, rolling into your back a little bit more. Now you can stretch a straight left leg, drag it away from you. So as you back out of this pose, both hands will be down on the mat. So bring it up, there you go, just like that. Now going into the next one, you're going to take that right heel, just bring it in towards you. You're going to sit to the outside of your right heel. Inhale your arms up towards the sky. Twist your torso towards the left foot and then lean over it. Now the idea is to drop the right shoulder as close as possible towards the floor. Tuck the chin into the chest, bring your forehead towards the knee. Release the tension. It's a cross lateral stretch. If you're holding a lot of tension in the right hip, see if you can relax that right knee towards the floor. One more breath. Walk your hands in. Have your left hand grab your left knee. Take your left foot, place it on the outside of your right knee. Take your right arm up towards the sky. Take the right arm and place it to the outside of the left knee. Now you can go into any variation of a twist that you would like. The idea is to elongate your spine. Now, if you want to add a reverse spine, that is an option too. We're going to go into eagle legs from here. So the reverse bind, take it from the inside of the thigh. And then take your hands behind you. Sort of allow yourself to get settled in this. All right. Then you're going to release that right leg out in front of you. So you can add eagle legs. Still in the bind or some variation of a twist. One more breath. Big inhale. On your exhale, see if you can look over that left shoulder. The best part of this pose is just getting out of it and slowly unwind. You'll inhale both arms up towards the sky. And on your exhale, lean forward, stretch out your lower back. Again, in through the nose, lengthen. And on your exhale, fold it. Let's do some Pilates roll-ups for a happy new year. So you're just going to lean back. All the way back. And then you're going to lean up. Nice and slow, taking your time. You want to get into this place in your body where you sort of get stuck. You know, your torso's like at a 45-degree angle, and you almost have to use a little bit of momentum to come up. Now your legs can be firm where you're pressing them directly into the floor, or they can be soft. Now on the next breath, when we come back, we're at about a 45-degree angle. The torso is going to be elevated. So your legs want to come all the way up. There you go.
You're going to take your hands behind you. Fingertips are going to face the heels of your feet. Place the tops of your feet or the bottoms of your feet so that your toes are touching. We're going to come into an intense east-facing pose. You're going to lift yourself up and push towards your hands. In through the nose and out. Strong arms. See if you can get those big toes to touch the floor. And we'll release. Bring your ankles and cross them, bringing your knees in towards your armpits, rolling all the way up onto your shins. You're going to add a back bend. So take your hands to your lower back. You can reach for the heels of your feet. Extend the chest up towards the sky. Look towards the sky. Let your head fall back. On the next breath, lower the hands down to the mat. Hover the knees, so you're in tabletop. You're just going to hover the knees, squeeze your inner thighs, strong arms. You're going to lean your tailbone back towards the heels of your feet. It's like a turbo dog. And then straighten your legs, downward facing dog. Come forward into high plank. And exhale into low. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale into downward facing dog. On your next breath, your right leg is going to come up. Bring it through to the top of the mat. Warrior one, arms up. And warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Side angle stretch. Right hand down, left arm up. Take the left arm up and over. Now, as the left hand comes down to the mat, come up onto the ball of the back foot, Anjaneyasana. Lower the left knee down to the ground and sweep your arms up. Now you'll bend your elbows to your sides like a scarecrow. That's what it seems like anyway. Then look up towards the sky. Now have your hands reach towards the back of the room, but lean your hips towards the top of the room. Stretching it out. On the exhale, your hands will come down. Fire toes on the left foot. Sit back on the ball of that foot and then extend your fingertips out in front of you. Now we want to be on the ball of the foot, and when you sit on it, it actually sort of wakes up the meridians and all this energy. It also keeps us from waddling when we get older. So if you can do ball of your foot, it's better than sitting, yeah, just like that, Faith. Can you do the same thing, Jen? Come up on the, okay. In through the nose and out. Let's lean forward. Pull your left heel in. This is going into warrior two on your knees. You're going to just pivot over towards that left foot and then come all the way up. Side angle stretch. Left hand down, right arm up. Here you go. The right hand goes to the top of the mat. Bring the right hand down. Left arm up towards the sky. You can bring it all the way over your head. And then we're going to come back into warrior two. I know, teacher does one thing, says the other. Come up onto the ball of your back foot. Reach back with your left hand. Bring your right arm up towards the sky. Now again, work that right knee. See if you can turn it out. There you go up. Let's lean forward. Both hands will come down to the mat. Straighten that right leg for half of a frog pose. And then you're going to lean forward. So the idea is not to rest on any limbs, but to lean into the pelvic bowl so you get a nice stretch.
Press both hands back into the mat. Take your left arm up. Thread the left arm underneath the right arm. So the left ear comes in contact with the mat, left shoulder. You'll roll all the way onto the back of your head. You toe heel that right foot in if you're right. And then when you bend the knee, it takes you deeper into your back body. One more breath here. Now start to slide that right foot away from you. That will help you get out of the pose. As you come back into your one-legged frog, you're going to pivot that left foot to the middle of the mat so you can sit to the inside or the outside of it. There you go. Inhale your arms up. Twist your entire torso over towards the right side of the room. And then see if you can drop that left shoulder towards the floor. And then again, if you close your eyes and you draw your attention inward, you're going to feel these interesting sensations around the left thigh bone. And we'll slowly start to back it out. Your right hand's going to grab your right knee. You're going to pull your right knee in towards you and place your right foot on the outside of your left knee. Inhale your left arm up towards the sky. Take your left arm to the outside of the right knee. Go the other way. Left arm to the outside of the right knee. There you go. Then you'll add the bind. So just thread the left arm underneath. Reach back with the right arm. Get those 2 points to meet. Now inhale, lengthen. And on your exhale, twist a little bit more. See if you can drop the right hip closer towards the floor. Make your spine longer. So if it's not an option to go into the bind, what I'd like you to do is take your left elbow and press it into your right knee. There you go. Now you might want to look at yourself in the mirror. There you go, because that's going to help you lengthen your spine. And then press that elbow into the knee a little bit more so you can get that tourniquet effect through the gut. Now if you're not familiar with doing eagle legs here, you can just keep that elbow knee to connection and extend your left leg out. Eventually you'll learn how to engage those toes, but we just want to get into the twist. So the softer the knee joints are, the easier it is to do the eagle legs. And then again, your inhale, lengthening. You can use that right hand as a kickstand to help you stay elevated and allow yourself to get further into your gut. There you go, that looks great. In through the nose and out. Just finding suppleness in the spine. And we'll release, we'll unwind it. So you'll inhale your arms up towards the sky. Move the fleshy part of your bum as well, so you can exhale, move forward, and bring the chest to the thighs as much as possible. You know, in the practice of yoga, they talk about the lines of the body. And there are some really key points to that, right? There's the front of the body, the back of the body, the sides of the body. But then there are also these cross lateral stretches that we really want to emphasize as well for our own healing process. So the next pose is an intense east facing pose. It's a core pose. So as you lean back, you'll take your hands behind you, really far behind you, more than you think you would.
so that you can place your feet on the floor. The direction you want to move in is towards your hands. So when you lift yourself up, you lean back. Strong arms here. Keep lifting your hips. Pull the belly button in and up. Engage your inner thighs. One more breath. Now you'll lower your hips towards the floor. You'll keep leaning back. You can even bend your elbows so you can bring your knees in towards you. Cross your ankles. And then from here, roll all the way up onto your shins. And again, we want to do that back bend. So you take your hands to your lower back. Reach for the heels of your feet, especially if back bending is fairly new to you. And then open up the chest. Eventually, you look up. Feel the stretch between your chin and your collarbone. Your skiing leans might be really tight if you have a tendency to clench your jaw. Nobody did that in 2020. Oh, and release. As your hands come down to the mat, you're in tabletop. You're on the balls of your feet. Lift your knees up and have them hover. Now bring your knees together so you can sit back on your heels. Bring your forehead in, round your back body. Make the transition into downward facing dog as you push your heels towards the floor. Now your dog's going to be fairly short. I call this more like a teacup. So come up onto the ball of the left foot and take your right hand, reach for the blade of your foot. Then drop your head and look underneath your left armpit. So both feet are going to be on the floor. There you go. You're going to bend your left knee and reach with your right hand. Look underneath your left armpit. Now try to grab the outside of the foot. There you go. And then as you straighten that leg, push the heel towards the floor so it helps you get a stretch through the shoulder girdle. One more breath. The right hand meets the left, back in your little teacup dog. Same intention, you're going to come up onto the ball of the right foot. This means your hip is going to be nice and loosey-goosey, and the left leg's going to support you. You take your left hand and you reach for the blade of the right foot. You may even start to feel your nipple and your knee come in contact with each other. Look underneath the right armpit. Then start to straighten the leg and descend the heel, allowing that leg to help you stretch out that left shoulder girdle. One more breath. Press away with that right arm so it stays integrated. Let's release. The left hand meets the right hand. Toe heel your feet to the edges of the mat. And then turn your feet out, heels in. Walk your hands back so you're now in Malasana pose. Sitting between your heels. Press your elbows into your knees and your knees into your elbows. And we want to widen the sit bones. Layering onto a bind here. So you can sink into that shoulder. Take the right arm underneath that right knee. And turn your knuckles so they go towards the floor. Then wrap that elbow around the knee.
Now you have the option to go into Tightness, which is an arm balance. Your hands would come behind you. Or you can come back into Kappa squat. Choice is yours. But the whole idea is to find, there's this balance between strength and flexibility, isn't there? Where you have to lean into your hands, extend your legs out. Work on your long holds. Because if you get in a good setup, you can hold this forever. And we'll slowly release. Baddha Konasana. Bring your feet together. So you're going to take your hands. You're going to place them between your toes. It's a great stretch. So if you need a little gentler approach to stretching out your feet, you're just going to place your fingers between each of those toes. That's an interesting sensation, isn't it? Then you're going to go to the other side and do the same exact thing. So when I was teaching myofascial release, this is some of the work that we did, because your feet get so tight that they start to cripple the body. We want to have that range of motion. So if you find fire toes to be difficult, this is another great option, because you can work on whittling those toes until they're all the way where your knuckles are. Now you're going to inhale, lengthen, and on your exhale, lean forward. Instead of focusing on a round back this time, we're going to focus on a straight back. Keep softening your knees closer and closer towards the floor. One more breath. Let your toes go. Maybe you want to wiggle your fingers if you'd like. You can just pull both knees in. You're going to roll onto your backs. As you roll onto your backs, we're going to get ready for a spine twist. So you'll pull the right knee in. So as you come onto your back, you'll just pull your right knee in. So you're going to lay down on your back. Yep. Pull just the right knee in. There you go. Take the right knee over towards the left side of the room. Now extend your right arm over towards the right side of the room. Take your gaze over towards the right side of the room. And you take a big breath in and a big breath out. See if you can bring your right knee a little bit closer towards the left armpit. There you go. Good, Robin. So last night I couldn't sleep. I put myself in a growth period as I was doing my own research on my own astrological chart. And let's release. Bring the right knee back in. Give it a nice tight squeeze. And release the right leg down.
We'll pull the left leg in, left knee nice and tight, massaging the descending colon. And the conversation I was having with myself is, why am I in so much resistance to the truth? And take the left knee all over towards the right side of the room. What would happen to me, my life, my circumstances, if I just embraced the truth? And you know that internal struggle, that inner conflict with what we create, where all evidence proves one thing, but we so wish and want it to be different. Is my discomfort in embracing the truth? Or is it the desire of wishing and wanting it to be different? Or what if I let go of wishing and wanting it to be different? What would happen to my circumstances? And let's release. We'll come back to center. We'll pull the left knee in. And you give it a nice tight squeeze. And we'll release the left leg all the way down. Final Savasana. We'll let our feet fall open and our arms come out to our sides. And if you'd like to place something over your eyes, you're welcome to do that. If you have a blanket, something you prefer to do for your journey inward. And let's just use this time to sit with ourselves, whatever that looks like. All right, peeps. Let's bring our arms up over our head. Taking in a new day. We're going to roll to the right side. We'll come up into a comfortable seat. Eyes, lower eyes closed. Bring our hands to prayer. Bringing the right side and the left side into balance. Grateful for this new day, its beauty and its light, and a chance to begin again. May we all be freed from last year's limitations, and today may we be reborn. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. From my heart to yours, namaste. Have a great day, peeps. Have a great day. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm sorry, what is the real time?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sweetheart.
All right, bye.